This first one comes in from Anonymous. Anonymous says, "Hey guys, so last episode brought to mind an interesting thing I figured you could discuss about my relationship. You know how you had that person who asked about her man subbing to OnlyFans? Okay, so pausing the question. For anybody who didn't listen last week, you should listen to the last episode, but we talked about how somebody wrote in and she had found out that her husband subscribes, or I think it was husband, subscribes to 3 different girls' OnlyFans accounts, and she wasn't sure how she felt about it. So that's what this person's talking about. So, again, they say, you know how you had that person who asked about her man subbing to OnlyFans? Well, my man told me recently that he sometimes whacks off to Instagram, as in he finds hot girls on IG and does his thing to their pictures. At first, I was horrified, but after a little while, I came to the conclusion that it doesn't matter as long as he's not doing anything with them for real. Do you think this is weird? Thanks." Who went first last time? I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know. Was it you?
I don't know. You take this one. So what do you think? Is it weird that he wanks to random IG girls?
I mean, yeah, kind of, because like, I don't know. That's such like a loaded question. Cause I mean, like, I get it. I get like, I get like people being attracted to different things. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, people used to whack off to like, swimsuit magazines. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like the Sports Illustrated issue, like dudes aren't just flipping through that to be like, these are great swimsuits to buy my wife. You know what I mean? Like these are just, you know, this is fucking spank bank, you know?
Yeah.
And really sure. Like dudes are so horny they could find a reason to fucking jerk off to like anything. And I'm sure there's women out there that could fucking same thing, like, you know, pass a guy on the street and be like, he's hot, and she thinks about him later while she's playing DJ. Like, people can find anything attractive. I mean, I guess kudos to him for like owning up to it and like bringing it to your attention. And, you know, the initial gut reaction, I like that the honesty there, being like, yeah, you know, I wasn't excited. I was a little bit horrified. But yeah, I mean, I guess as long as he's not trying to act on it and he's not like messaging these people individually being like, God, you're so hot, or like commenting on the posts and things like that, like just being a general creeper about it, like I guess that's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I could say for a fact, Brittany would take issue with that. She would definitely be like, oh yeah, for sure. I'm sorry, you're doing what now? Yeah, she would definitely take more of an issue with it. But yeah, that's not my cup of tea. But I mean, I guess for your husband or your partner, like whatever rocks his socks, I guess. But yeah, I mean, that's weird. What do you think, dude? Like I'm gasping for air here.
Yeah. So here's my thought is, it's a different answer. A slightly different answer if the girls that he's finding are people he knows or you know versus people like strangers. I don't know why in my brain that's different, but it is. Like, if these are like his friends or your friends or fucking, I don't know, people he went to high school with or whatever, it feels a little different to me. Like, obviously it's not like it's hurting those girls. He's not, as long as he's not, like you said, not messaging them or being a creep. But like if he's just getting off because he finds them hot and it's people he doesn't know, I think probably there's no harm in it. Like, it's not that different from porn. It just happens to be these are not intended to be sexual material. But I don't know. There's part of me that's like, okay, but that is a violation. But at the same time, you can't control what people do with the stuff that you put online. You know, like, as weird as it is, you know, there for sure are people, like whoever you are, chances are there's somebody out there that's wanking it to your picture or to thoughts of you. It's like, you can't control that. So I feel like it's probably unreasonable to be like, that's not okay. But at the same time, again, if it's people that you know, I would feel like that's a little weird. You said he finds hot girls on IG and does his thing to their pictures. I think probably not a big deal. Like you said, it doesn't matter as long as he's not doing anything with them for real. You know, if it turns into like something that fuels his flames when he goes to get with you, that's cool, you know? But yeah, I think the number one thing that you should find out is like, A, does he know any of these girls? And B, is he interacting with them in any way? Is he messaging or commenting or liking the, like, because if he's doing any of that shit, that, in my opinion, should stop. But like the jerking off to it, yeah, like you said, Liam, you know, when I was a kid, I've definitely jerked off to like some fucking clothing magazines and shit. You know what I mean? It's just, it's the material we had. I didn't have a cell phone when I was a fucking teenager, you know?
But isn't that that's kind of like the weird thing about it too, though, is like, dude, porn is everywhere. Like you can find porn. Like, what is it specifically about this? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and like you know, there's everything is online these days. Like, there's people on Instagram posting, you know, pictures of their vacation. They're posting pictures of, you know, them at Disney or at, you know, the meals that they eat. And I'm sure by extension, there's girls posting things that are a lot more sexual in nature.
Oh, dude, we'll talk about that in a second.
Dude,
Yeah.
thankfully, that doesn't typically come across my feed. Like, it's every, like, once in a blue moon, something random comes up, and I was like, how the fuck did that find its way through my algorithm? Like, what did I like or comment that then Instagram said, maybe this? You know what I mean? Like, just so fucking weird. Brittany and I were flipping through my TikTok, and it was like, you know, it was like a mix of, like, musical artists, comedians, political commentary, different people that teach you how to speak Gaelic. And then it was like a random, like, big boobed goth girl. and even Brittany laughed, and she's like, what did you like that popped in? And because, like, literally we had gone through like 20 videos and none of them were anything close to that. And then TikTok was like, maybe this, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just so bizarre. But like, that's what it is like, they're always trying to like, you know, see what else might be the thing. And like, then it makes me wonder, like, is this guy seeking it out, or is this guy cultivating his algorithm? That's all it is.
Yeah.
In which case, is that kind of a problem? You know what I mean? That like he has created a database that all it is him trying to find what he views as hot girls, that just because they're good looking doesn't mean they're online with the intent to be sexualized. Just like a woman in a swimsuit in a Sears catalog is not doing that with the intention of being sexualized. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, it's, how do you draw that line? Like, you almost can't.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, in porn, when people are doing porn, the intent is to be sexualized. If people are doing OnlyFans, the intent is to be sexual. Like, you know what you're doing. You know what, you know, who your customer is. Whereas, you know, if somebody's just hot and they're posting a picture of themselves, like, they're probably, the intent is likely not to have that happen. But it's really funny that you're talking about your algorithm. This does not answer your question, Anonymous, so I'm going to move on from your question. But to answer your question, I guess I don't think either of us really think it's a big deal.
No.
It doesn't seem like you do. And if you don't think it's a big deal, that's really all that matters. You know, I don't think there's anything nefarious going on there. He finds hot girls, he finds them attractive, he uses it to get off. As long as it's not like taking away from your time together, and as long as it's not like people that he's actually interacting with, I see really no issue there. And correct us if we're wrong on Instagram at TheLoveGodsLOL or at our website at thelovegods.lol. Tell us we're wrong if we are.